Okay, hello everybody. Sorry for the bit of a delay in getting started. We're going to get started right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So we're just going to do a quick introduction before we get started. Okay, so welcome to our webinar titled Support for Women Entrepreneurs from Grant Opportunities to Mentorship. Wanted to speak a little bit about the Innovation Quarters and Regional Business Center very briefly. At the Innovation Quarters, we offer a 6-month-long incubator program, and that helps new startups succeed with one-on-one mentoring, programming and training, networking and events, and also a beautiful collaborative space like you see in the photos that you do get access to. Our newest cohort is just about to start, but our next cohort will be in the fall. So feel free to go to our website and apply if you're interested. And then also the space is open to the public. So if you want to rent desk space for you and your team and have access to meeting rooms and more, feel free to go to our website at innovationquarters.ca. The Regional Business Center is a one-stop shop for information and guidance on starting, expanding, and operating a business. They serve the Sudbury, Espanola, Manitoulin Island, and the surrounding areas with confidential one-on-one consultations. They'll review your business plan for you and give you feedback. They provide market research assistance. So if you're looking for market research while you're doing some research for your business, they'll help you register your business and more. And they also have 2 great programs, sort of Company Plus and Summer Company, that's geared towards students. So you can check out, I believe, Summer Company's intake is still accepting folks. It might be closed, but it'd be good to check out their website at regionalbusinesscenter.ca. We have a few upcoming webinars. We have business leadership, and really the focus is going to be on leading with courage. So that one's going to be presented by professional speaker John Godoy, and that's on May 9th. That one is going to be really great for not only people looking to start a business or people that are already in business who feel like they could use a little bit of a confidence boost, but really I think it's going to be applicable for anybody that wants to be in a leadership position on how to be a leader with courage. And then on May 16th, we have Starting a Small Business, which is just a really great little kind of webinar about that, what you need to do to start a business. And then finally on May 23rd, we have Building Your Brand, which is going to go over just kind of like the steps of how to establish a brand for your company if you don't already have one. And you can access all of our webinars on innovationquarters.ca, and regionalbusiness.ca also has the same calendar of events. We share that. Okay, and I'd like to introduce everybody to Kayla Soomer from PARO, Center for Women's Enterprise. So Kayla has over 20 years of marketing experience in graphic, web design, and photography. She provides business support, one-on-one business counseling, growth opportunities, presenting and facilitating workshops, and funding support. So welcome, Kayla.
Thank you so much, Melissa, for that introduction. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you hosting me today. As an entrepreneur, I know how important these types of resources are. As Melissa mentioned, I've run several different businesses in photography and design. My current business is a company. It's called FunCube Photo Booth. If you've been to an event in Sudbury or the surrounding areas, you've probably been in my photo booth. It's a luxury photo booth rental service, and we do on-site printing, digital, virtual photo booth options. My role with PARO as a business counselor really just supports female entrepreneurs. And today I'm just going to chat about all of the programming that we have. So we have lots of biz camps. We service so many different stages of business, from anywhere from ideation, startup, growth, expansion, all the way to succession planning. And there's some funding opportunities as well that we support with. I'm going to talk about 3 different funding opportunities that we're very hands-on with our mentorship with. So I'm going to dive right into the presentation. Thanks, Melissa, for sharing the slides here. Of course, if anyone has any questions, we're keeping our eyes on the chat. So feel free to sort of jump in and I can answer them as best I can. So just to get started, PARO is an acronym for I am ready. A lot of people think that PARO, means something more than that, but it's actually just means I am ready. I am ready to start a business. I am ready to grow a business. We can go to the next slide here. So it was founded in 1995. The headquarters for PARO is in Thunder Bay. So it started in Thunder Bay. It reached northeastern Ontario, so our region, and we have workers all across the province in southern and eastern Ontario. And most recently, we just moved into all of Canada. So we're serving female entrepreneurs. Excited to be able to service more women and service more women across Canada. We can go to the next slide. So our focus at PARO is really strengthening the small businesses, making sure that women have access to funding, because we know that sometimes they don't. Slides, there we go, thank you. So we deliver a lot of programs. I'm going to go through all of the BizCamp programs that we do support. And it's all about peer lending. It's all about peer support. We have our PARO circles, which has been in existence since 1995. So those circles, I'm going to dive in deep into what the microfunding is and how we can support. If you're an entrepreneur here at any stage, you know that sometimes entrepreneurship can be lonely, and circles are a very good tool to get that support that you need through your peers. We offer a lot of educational programs and training opportunities, networking opportunities. I also run the events for PARO, so I try and make it accessible to people in this region, in the Northeast, for people to be able to network. And our mentorship is very one-on-one. So we do one-on-one mentorship and a lot of business counseling support. We want to improve the lives of all of our members, and we want to really just make an impact in our communities. And it says now impact in the province, but it's of course our impact across the country now. Then we can go to the next slide. Can we have the next slide? Amazing. Thanks, Melissa. So a lot of our supports that we have are business plan writing and assistance. Now, our business plan writing is very hands-on. Again, we're not just going to send you a template. We're really just going to dive in and help the entrepreneurs section by section get going with a business plan. We know when it comes to funding, we know when it comes to different programs, and applying for different things, we need a business plan in order to get those types of things, whether it's getting started or whether it's growing our business. So we really are hands-on with that, and we have assistance with the business plan. We have, like I mentioned, our one-on-one counseling, our workshops and individual counseling. We make sure that all entrepreneurs have access to funding, whether it's through PARO funding or outside sources. We work with a lot of various partners in and around the greater Sudbury area, and outside, government funders, our local CFTC, we have a partnership with, and we work closely with them. We always want to make sure that you have access to networking. So we have a lot of networking events online and in person, and some marketing opportunities. So one of our biggest marketing opportunity right now is our B2B database. So PARO is really promoting female entrepreneurs and really want to make sure that our clients are hired, that they get larger contracts. So our B2B database online is a tool where entrepreneurs that are servicing businesses can sign up as an account, and myself as a business counselor, I will refer you and your business services so that you can get more business from that. And then we also make sure that we have opportunities for growing businesses and exporting products and services. We work closely with governments to ensure that we have access to that for entrepreneurs. We can go to the next slide here. All right, we can go to the next slide. Okay, so growing and strengthening our businesses. We offer support services and to enhance profitability. We want to make sure that our businesses are profitable. We offer access to procurement processes. So there's a lot of government contracts that are out there that people really just don't know about. So our job is to make sure that the entrepreneurs know that those procurement opportunities exist, and we'll connect you with the right people to expand. We like to also offer entrepreneurs a larger market to sell to different people, expand their products and services in order to export, and then hiring additional staff. There are a lot of incentives, there are a lot of subsidies out there that are for entrepreneurs to hire staff. So we really dive in with, okay, what's available? What can we get for subsidies when we're hiring people? We can see a map here of the services in Ontario that we serve. We're this pink little area down here at the bottom in Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie area. So that's the region that I serve myself. I also go to Muskoka quite often just to make sure that the entrepreneurs are supported in that area. We can go to the next slide. All right, so just diving right into a lot of the programming that we have. And just a quick note, all of our programming is free. So we are funded federally, we are funded provincially. So all of our services are free. We have one program that is paid, is just because it's a higher end, it's very intensive program, but we are funded for all of our programming and our services and our biz camps, and our mentorship is at no cost. So the first sort of opportunity for learning is our Glow and Grow. Every single Wednesday, we have our Wednesday webinars. They're all online on Zoom, so you can enter them from the comfort of your own home. There's no cost. There's a different topic for the Glow and Grows every week, and it's everything having to do with business. So we talk about a lot of finance. There's a lot of marketing tools in there. And there's everything from, procurement opportunities. We have speakers coming in from governments and different agencies. A lot of our clients are able to take advantage of, delivering the webinars. We hire a lot of our clients as well to do that. And we also have past webinars. So if you're someone who just really wants to dive in deep to learning business and getting those tools, we have a list from past years. We have past lists that you can kind of browse and look at all the webinars that we've done in the past. If you do want to get that list, you can email Lori. Her email is right here on the screen, makingadifference@paro.ca, and she'll make sure that she gets you connected. And also, if you're an entrepreneur and you're like, hey, I'm really great at this thing. I want to do a presentation on, marketing and on TikTok or something. Message Lori and say, hey, I'm interested in doing a presentation for your Wednesday webinars. Do you have anything in your schedule coming up? And she'll make sure that she hooks you up with some dates. We can go to the next slide. Yep. So you might have seen the PARO wheels if you're in Sudbury. I'm kind of zooming around. We want to ensure that we're servicing all businesses. A lot of the meetings that I have are on Zoom, but sometimes if we're, in servicing rural and remote communities, Indigenous or Francophone communities maybe don't have access to internet, we always make sure that they have access to our mentorship and our services. So we do travel quite often to make sure that everyone is serviced in the areas, various areas. We can go to the next slide here. So funding, we have lots of funding. Right now, these are the three tiers of funding that PARO provides. But not only does PARO provides funding support through PARO funding, we also support outside funding as well. So if you're working on an application, say, the Starter Company Plus, and you need a business model canvas, or you're looking at the Now funding through Landback and you want support with the application, we're all very well versed in these applications and we know how funding works, and we're really hands-on, even though it's not our funding. But today I'm going to talk specifically about our peer lending circles, which is a microfinance program. It's $500 to $5,000 with a combination of grant and loan. Our Biz Growth program, which is our funding, and this is strictly a grant up to $5,000. And then we have our WEOC National Loan Program, and this is strictly a loan, and this one is up to $50,000 in loan funding. You can go to the next slide. So our peer lending circles is a micro loan program for female entrepreneurs. It's for all stages of business, so it doesn't matter if you're a startup or a scale up. It's really just all about peer support, and we'll dive into the next slides just to let you know how to build a PARO circle and what the funding looks like. So we can go to the next slide on this one. So we just really want to make sure that women have access to seed financing to launch and grow their enterprises. We want to make sure that economically self-reliant, and they're growing sustainable businesses in their communities. We want to connect women with a network of like-minded individuals. We know sometimes that entrepreneurship can be lonely if you're working alone, especially if you don't have staff or people working with you directly. So really, it's just about working together. We know that when we work together, we thrive together, and it's shown in all of the circles that we've created. We have over 200 circles in Ontario alone, and we're growing now into Canada. And we understand that it's so important to have that access to peer support. And with it comes training and some mentorship too. When we're applying for the grants, the micro grants, we do have you do a cash flow. There's some paperwork, and it's really just tools in order to get you access to the experience of applying for grants and the experience of applying for loans, and that sort of going through those motions of getting access to the funding. I see someone's hand up. I'm not sure if you have a question. We can go to the next slide. I don't see anything.
Yeah, to the group, if you want to type your questions in the chat, and then we can go over them at the end if you'd like. Kayla, does that work for you?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay,
yep,
sounds great.
That works for me. So yeah, going back to PARO circles, there's two ways that you can be a part of a PARO circle. One is to form your own circle. Now, a circle consists of 3 to 6 women. We've actually changed that to 4 to 7 women. I just need to update the slide. But so it's 4 to 7 women, and I do a lot of hands-on with the onboarding for that. The second is to join an existing circle. So I know there are circles in the Sudbury region, and the process for joining a PARO circle is just basically saying, hey, Kayla, or if they've connected you with another mentor or a PARO counselor, say, hey, I really just want to see what circles are in the area. Could you tell me what circles are in the area, and how do I join these circles? Would they be open to having me join this circle? And then we would sort of do the groundwork from there. We can go to the next slide here. So like I said, the onboarding happens when you have your 4 to 7 women together. If you're joining a new circle, we do have a set of bylaws. Now, the bylaws say that, I agree to support other entrepreneurs within my area, within my circle, and we agree to maybe attend each other's events. We suggest that the circle members meet at least once a month, and just to sort of go through your goals. You can set what you want to achieve. You can have someone do minutes if you want. It's really just up to you how you want to structure and keep your circle together. We do have a few other forms. Again, this can happen with the onboarding. We have a circle formation form. We select a bank at Alterna branch. Now that's for Southern Ontario. We actually, in the North, we work with our local CFDCs for the loan portions. So we'll connect you with the local CFDC here to do that. We do an intake form. You may have already done an intake form if you're a PARO client already and you're already working with a PARO counselor. We do have a membership form, and then there's an annual fee of $20 to be a part of a circle and take advantage of the funding. So we can go to the next slide here. And just a quick little synopsis on what we chatted about. So 4 to 7 women, they're self-selected. They can't be family, so no cousins, no aunts. Or sorry, cousins and aunts are okay, but not mothers, sisters, daughters. You're going to be in business, going to start a business, supporting women. In order to take advantage of the funding, though, I will note that you do have to have a registered business. So again, it's just providing support to businesses within our communities, working together, networking, mentoring each other, learning from each other. And it is actually your circle members that are approving your circle grants and loans. So when you're ready in your circle, when you've formed, we've done all the paperwork, you're ready to jump in to apply for the grants and loans. It's actually your circle members that are approving that. So, so this is where it's all about just leaning on your support in your circle members for those approvals. We have different stages of grant and loans, which I'll just chat about in a minute on the next slide. In order to move to the next stage of circles, we have to do the first stage and second stage. Again, our membership fee is $20 a year, and we do have a circle emergency fund. So if anyone does have a loan default or needs support with getting their loan payment out, we make sure that we have that emergency fund in place just in case. It's sort of like a backup emergency. We hope we don't have to use it, but it's just a cushion for the circles. We can go to the next slide. So this is the tiers of funding. So to the good stuff. Our first stage is a $500 grant. The second stage is a $500 loan. And so of course the grant, or it says NRP here, which stands for non-repayment portion, but it's actually just the grant portion. And this term, you pay back the CFTC in a 9-month term at $60 a month, and the grant portion is yours to keep. So this is grant money you can use for anything having to do with your business. There's the nice thing about circle funding and the microfinancing is that you don't have to limit yourself to a specific item, or there's no eligibility. As long as it's something that you're purchasing for your business, then it would be deemed eligible. So that's the first stage. Second stage is the same exact thing, only we have double the funding. So the NRP or grant portion is $1,000, and then our loan is $1,000. So same thing, that grant portion you don't have to pay back. You can use that money for anything having to do with your business, and the loan portion is paid back at a 9-month term to your local CFTC at a payment of $120 a month. The third stage is just a loan portion. So there's no grant portion with this third stage. Again, once you've paid off your second stage loan, you can jump to the third stage. You might at this point want to have to, buy some more equipment or really just get something that at the time you need some funding for. So this is available to you at $3,000. And then the fourth stage is the same thing, just the loan portion at $5,000. So we can go to the next slide here. So that was just wrapping up circles and how circles work. Now I'm just looking at our circle meetings typically virtual. So it depends on your circle. We have a lot of circles who are local, so if it's just Sudbury circle, sometimes they want to meet in person, right? But we have circles where there's people in Toronto, there's people in New Liskeard, maybe Blind River, and they typically meet virtually. So I did actually chat with a few circle members last night. I did a presentation in Blind River, and she said she was in Blind River. She had people all over Northern Ontario, in New Liskeard area, and different regions, and they meet once a year. Otherwise, it's all virtual. So you guys decide what you want to do with your circle. Yeah, I can see your questions here. I'm just scrolling up here. So if I have a shortage, a minimum of 4 members, then can PARO help me link with other women who are interested in join with my startup business? Yes, so we do have a lot of networking opportunities with PARO, and from there we really just promote the circles. We have a specific event for circle networking. It's called a Circle Up. Every last Thursday of the month, virtually, we invite people from across the province, and they have an opportunity to chat with other businesses for the sole purpose of joining a circle together. So this, I mean, if you have a minimum of 4 people, that's perfect. You can get your circle together. But if you only have 3, if you only have 2, and you're looking for more members, the Circle Up events that we host every month, virtually would be a good fit for you. And then, yes, so PR, my questions, the people who don't have PR, are they able to join with PARO? Yes, you're absolutely able to join with PARO and get support with PARO. Funding, it depends on what type of funding that you're applying for, but if you get connected with myself or another counselor at PARO, we can definitely dive in deep to what you would be deemed eligible for. So I hope that clarifies everything for circles. Circles have been around since PARO has been around. It's kind of like the cornerstone of what PARO's grown since it's been in existence. And I know that there's PARO circles that have been in existence since PARO started almost 30 years ago. So, I mean, we know that they work, and we know that when we work together, we are able to grow our businesses faster, and having that support is just really important. And the financial, you know, perks don't hurt either, definitely. So yeah. So our second tier of funding is our Biz Growth Grant. And this Biz Growth Grant is for businesses who are gaining at least $50,000 in revenue. They're at least 1 year in business, and they're looking to scale. They're looking to grow. So this one is just for Northern Ontario. It's for Northern Ontario women only. And so you have to be an existing women-owned business, a registered business. You're looking to grow, scale, and expand into new markets. You are looking to have a growth rate of 5%. You're operating full-time with your business, or at least have 1 full-time employee. You're located in the north. You have potential to expand outside of your current region. You have a business model strategy that validates forecasted sales. So we do ask for this particular grant a business model canvas. Again, your PARO counselor can support you with putting this together and supporting you with getting that going. We have templates for the business model canvas. We don't fund distributors or resellers. And then we do have our biz camps too that will poise you in a better position to apply for the Biz Growth Grant. We can go to the next slide. So it's really about scaling up companies, and so our requirements for the biz growth is we want to make sure that you're expanding into new markets. So if you're in Sudbury, hey, I want to sell to northwestern regions. I want to get my products out to this store and this store in Toronto. I want to get my services out to, you know, a US market. Maybe you're doing some type of virtual sessions or something that you're looking to really just increase your market size. So that's, you know, expanding outside of your market. You're increasing your employment levels. We want to see that you're hiring people, or you're decreasing your costs. How the funding works is we fund up to $5,000 for equipment and some travel, and then the contribution from the client is 10% of the total project costs. So in order to apply for the Biz Growth Grant, you can contact myself. I have my email below. You can go to PARO.ca if you want to get connected and learn more about the Biz Growth Grant. And again, throughout the entire process with Biz Growth is very hands-on. So the application will go through thoroughly with you. We'll show you how to do the business model canvas and show you what types of things that you can apply for. So again, just a quick rundown of what you can apply for. It's equipment for your business to scale. And we will also cover a lot of things if you're looking to travel. So if you're going on a trade mission, or if you have a specific trade show that you want to do to tap into new markets and really grow the business from there, we can definitely help out with that. Some examples are, we've had some agriculture and food producers go to some trade shows down south. We've funded for the Go for the Greens trade missions, and there's really a lot of possibilities for the funding if you're at that stage. So that's our Biz Growth Funding grant. And our next one is WEOC. So WEOC is a loan. It's available to women entrepreneurs, and it's to increase capital, which we know is a barrier still for women entrepreneurs. And this is why it was introduced by the government in 2021. So the government allocated $55 million of new national microloans. This entrepreneurship strategy is for startup businesses. It's also for expansion businesses. So we'll support businesses at those stages. It's for women entrepreneurs, and this one is for women entrepreneurs across Canada. So before applying for the WEOC loan fund, you'll work closely with a loan fund partner. So here in Sudbury, we're working with Luciana. So she services Sudbury. She's actually in Sudbury, but she covers all of Northern Ontario. And then you'll work closely with myself to make sure that your plan is viable and feasible for the funding. We can go to the next slide here. So again, it's very hands-on. We've launched a PARO Prosperous BizCamp series to support the women entrepreneurs in submitting your applications. So it will go through everything that you need to apply for the Women's Loan Fund. We do expect a full business plan for new businesses, and then there's a shorter version of a business plan for expanding businesses. We also have the BizCamp series to go over cash flows, and we'll go over all of the paperwork that's involved in applying for the funding. So we do partner with WEOC. And WEOC is essentially who does the approvals. So we are kind of that support system. We get you where you need to be. We help you with all the paperwork, get your business plans together, cash flows together. And then it goes straight to WEOC from there after I have a chance to look at it and our loans officer, Luciana, has a chance to look at it. And they ultimately make the final decision on the approvals. So, so this is our WEOC loan fund. You can find more about this one at PARO.ca, WEOC loan fund. Again, if you want to sort of dive in deep and have more questions, you could always book a call with myself or somebody else at PARO to chat more about your eligibility, see what's eligible, see if the funding will work for the project that you're looking to use it for. Yeah, I can post my email right in the chat here. businessgrowth7@paro.ca is my email. So those are our 3 tiers of funding. So our PARO circles, which is $500 up to $5,000. our Biz Growth Grant, which is up to $5,000, and then our WEOC Loan Fund, which is up to $50,000. So lots of opportunities for funding if you're looking to start and grow businesses. Again, I just want to sort of make sure that everybody knows that we always support other funding opportunities as well, and we will be hands-on with anything. We work closely with the Business Center and helping with the Start a Company Plus, getting people prepped for that, and there's the Now funding out right now, and there's just really a lot of good opportunities in OHFC. We're all really well versed in funding applications because we know how fun funding applications can be sometimes. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're drawn out. Sometimes you get a no and it's not so great, but we really just make an effort to make sure that you have all of the tools that you need and you have your ducks in a row to make sure that when you're applying for the funding that you have the best opportunity to get the funding. So that wraps up sort of our funding. We can go back to the last slide. And just kind of, I'm going to dive into a lot of the programming that PARO has and the opportunities that we have for support and learning. The first one is a very great tool. It's free for entrepreneurs. We partnered with the Go Forth Institute, and the Go Forth Institute created a very sort of in-depth training system that's self-guided. It has a series of videos, and it has everything having to do with business, from learning how to start a business, registering a business, how to grow, how to use social media, marketing, finance. There's videos and online classes that you can take, and courses, and sort of goal setting different things here that you can take advantage of. You can apply at myparopath.ca for this Go Forth funding. You do have to sign up to PARO, and this is you will have access to this training for free at no cost. So that's our first sort of self-guided training that we have available. We can go to the next slide. And then we have a series of biz camps. So biz camps are a little different. They're more hands-on. And our first biz camp is for, it's actually running right now. It just started April 9th. And we run this one, I think, about 3 times a year. It's gaining a lot of momentum, so we probably will run it more times throughout the year. It's really just about the demand, really just about what we're seeing with registrations. Like I said, it's fairly new. We've only run it, I think, about 3 or 4 times, but it's gaining a lot of momentum. So it will continue to run. So, if you didn't hop on this round, you can hop on the next round. So again, this is just entrepreneurs that are looking for support. They're ready to start their business and dive in deep. This one goes for 4 weeks, and it talks about a lot about mindset. It'll break down how to use cash flows and how to prepare a viable business idea. And then, of course, setting your realistic expectations. We bring in a lot of guest speakers and experts to sort of get you going and put some fire under a plan. It's a great biz camp. We'll go to the next slide. The next tiered up is jet setters. So, once you've started your business, you're in that growth stage, you've been in business for at least 1 year, and you're gaining at least $50,000 in annual sales and revenue, you would be deemed eligible for the Jet Setter Biz Camp. This one is very specific for people who just really want to grow. Again, it's very hands-on. It's 5 weeks, which ends up being actually a 10-week program, because on the off weeks, you're working with a counselor like myself to do a lot of goal setting. We have a lot of modules that we're going to go through, and each week is a different topic. So 1 week it'll be, we're going to talk about finance. Okay, what are our goals for finance? The next week is marketing, all the latest and greatest things with marketing. We talk a lot about procurement opportunities, and really just how to get your business organized and poised for that growth to reach new revenues. So we can go to the next slide. Our third biz camp is our Muka Kwe, which means she rises. So this one is a 10-week program, and it's looking to expand your business. We've also opened it up for new businesses too. So this one is specific to Indigenous women. Again, we run this program a few times a year. It's a multi-week workshop designed for Indigenous women looking to start or scale their business. So again, the weekly workshops provide participants with the ability to have access to mentorship, business planning, a lot of marketing and sales, and financial and human resource management. We can go to the next slide. And our last biz camp, when you've reached your business to, $250,000 in revenue, if you're at that stage, and we really hope once you've gone through all of the biz camps that you are, this biz camp is meant to scale you up to $1 million in sales. It's facilitated by Cheryl Himberg, who's a really great facilitator. She charges a lot of money. I think it's close to like $10,000 to work with high performing teams and high performing business owners to set attainable goals to eliminate those thoughts of what's holding them back to reaching those goals in business. So this one's a 12-week intensive program, and again, you get that support with her and support with Cheryl, and you get a little bit of one-on-one support with her as well. She's a really great facilitator, and we're lucky to have her in running this program. So if you're at that stage, this biz camp would be for you. And that was it for our programming. So lots of funding opportunities, lots of programming opportunities. Like I said, PARO is very hands-on. We have counselors across the country. So if I don't have the answer to your business question, I definitely have someone. We have someone on staff that does, and we're really just here to support entrepreneurs and making sure that they have access to all the tools to start and grow their businesses, and all of the resources that they need to get money and get access to all of the things that we offer. So that's it for my presentation. You can see my email up above here. It's businessgrowth7@paro.ca. We have satellite offices all over. We have an office, our headquarters is in Thunder Bay, but we also are all over. We actually just launched 2 offices in Toronto as well, which is not on here because it's very new. We just launched them 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we do have an office in Ottawa, Marathon, and in those areas. So really just feel free to reach out. A lot of the information that I chatted about today is on our website as well, and on our socials. I think we have our socials on the next slide. Yeah, there we go. So PARO.ca is a good resource if you want to learn more about our upcoming events, if you want to learn more about what's happening, what biz camps are being launched right now. Right now, the Jet Setter just closed for applications, but it will reopen again. So, they all start at sort of different times of year depending on the demand. But definitely stay in touch and stay make sure to follow us on our Facebook, website, and Instagram to make sure that you see what's happening, what's new. We're always growing. We're always launching new biz camps and programming. And we always know the first funding that gets released. When government gets funding released, we're one of the first to know. So we I have a lot of people on my radar to let them know that, what's out there, what's available. So yeah, definitely get connected. When you go to my PARO.ca, you'll actually see a link on the top right that says My PARO Path, and you can register right away from there if you want as a PARO counselor, as a PARO client, and they'll probably connect you with myself or another PARO counselor from there. We'll do a follow-up and we'll see what programs and services that fit your goals best for your business.
Okay, thank you so much, Kayla, for that great presentation. We can open up to further questions. So folks, if you want to type your questions in the chat, we can go through those.
I probably gave way too much of an information overload with all of that. Okay, thanks guys for joining. I appreciate it. I hope I hear from you.
I have a question while we wait to see if anybody else has any more questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any specific, like of the programs or of the funding opportunities that where people who are not citizens or permanent residents can qualify for?
Yep. So all of our mentorship and all of our programs would be deemed eligible. There are some funding opportunities that they may not be deemed eligible for. Again, the best way is just to chat with myself or another PARO counselor so that we can kind of dive in deep to what they're looking for and to see if they would be eligible for that specific thing. But yeah, all of our services would be available to non-permanent residents.
Great. We also have a question from Megan about applying in the circles. Is there a point where you get an idea of the kinds of businesses already in the circle to see if you or your business would be a good fit?
Okay, let me just, oops, sorry. Yeah, so I mean, the kinds of businesses in your circle are up to you. A lot of people like to have people who are in finance and marketing, right, in their circle. It's like we want finance people, we want marketing people in our circle because that's what we need. That's who we want to communicate with on a daily basis to make sure that we're on track with those types of things that are really important. But I mean, when it comes to the kinds of businesses that are the types of businesses, that's really up to you. We have a lot of businesses. We have a circle called the Wellness Warriors here. So they're all in the wellness field, right? And they all really wanted to connect with other people who are in that wellness field. And so they really just wanted to be in the same industries. So that's how they formed their circle. They just found each other relatable, so that's why they got those circle members in their one circle. But yeah, when it comes to it, I think again, it's just maybe more of a personal preference to see what businesses you feel would be a good fit with your business.
Mm-hmm. We also have a question from Alexandra asking that not every business needs to be registered to get the support.
No, absolutely not. We support businesses who are like, hey, I've had clients call me and say, hey, I want to start a business. And I say, okay, cool. Like what business? Well, I'm not sure yet. I just want to start a business. And like, they don't even know what they want to start yet. And I'll work with them. We'll work on strategies to get going. They're not registered. They just have an idea or not even an idea yet. So you definitely don't have to be registered. When it comes to applying for the funding and the supports, that's when you need to be registered for different supports. But our mentorship and our counseling, you don't have to have a registered business.
Mm-hmm. And then a follow-up question from Alexandra. Will the founding on the circles be rotating between all circle members?
Yeah, so the funding is rotated. So how it works is if you're a circle of 4 people, 2 people out of your circle can apply at one time. And once they've exhausted that, the following month, the other 2 people can. So it is rotating. You guys decide amongst yourselves who needs it the most, who wants to apply for what the most, and then go from there.
Great. Thank you, Kayla. Are there any final questions from the group? Okay. Well, again, thank you so much, Kayla, oh, wait, please look up. Sorry, I must have missed one. Okay, so Leanne is asking, she wants to write a business plan, and it looks like she's looking for support. Would you do it online with me or in office?
It depends. If you're in Sudbury, I don't mind coming to your office. Again, it's your own preference. Most people like to meet on Zoom just for time preferences. It saves time. But I go into a lot of businesses, brick and mortars. They want to meet at their office or at their establishment, which is fine too. I'm open to meeting wherever is, most convenient for you.
Someone's looking to upgrade. So Tracy's looking to upgrade some existing. Could this funding be used towards that?
Okay, looking to upgrade some existing maybe equipment or so it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking existing equipment. Okay, so it depends. Again, like, you know, when I look at funding, the funding that I chatted about today, yes, the circle funding, if you join a circle, would be definitely eligible. I don't know what the costs are. So we, you know, my first question would be cost. Where are you getting the equipment from? The Biz Growth Grant absolutely funds equipment, but it's not for replacement equipment. So it would have to be different than the equipment that you already have, and it would have to serve a different purpose. Maybe you have equipment that makes something, you know, 10 items per hour, and you could, with this new equipment, you can make something with, you know, 100 items per hour. This increases your capacity. So in that case, yes, the new equipment would be eligible. Of course, for that one, you have to be in business for 1 year, gaining at least $50,000 in revenue. And then if you're looking to get if it's a larger item, you're looking for a little bit more money, the WEOC loan, we would have to see exactly what the equipment is and see if it's deemed eligible from there.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, Kayla, for all the help and for all answering all these really great questions. And to the group, feel free to reach out to Kayla. She did provide her email, so hopefully we get to see some new women entrepreneurs come out from this presentation.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, take
Hope
care,
to hear
everybody.
from all of you.
Thanks. Bye.